Just a few months ago, the exchange rate was 150 Liberian dollars to $1 US. But it is now 188 Liberian dollars to $1 US, and in some places 190 Liberian dollars. If this trend continues, the rate will be above 200 Liberian dollars to $1 US before October 10th, election day. The level of poverty will become much higher than anyone can predict at the moment. Today, there are more sellers than buyers in most marketplaces all over Liberia. Therefore, the sellers are getting poorer and poorer every day. According to the Transparency International 2022 Corruption Perception Index, CPI, Liberia was ranked 142 out of 180 countries. This ranking means Liberia has now joined the list of countries that are significantly worse when it comes to corruption globally. We must show to the world on October 10, 2023, that we Liberians are against those who are making us to suffer. In 1997, we sang the song, quote, "You kill my ma, you kill my pa, I will vote for you." 17, we sang the song, quote, "You know book, you not know book, I will vote for you." We must not sing the song, "You corrupt, you eat all our money, I will vote for you." The respect that Liberia had as the first independent republic in Africa has diminished because of corruption. Liberia as a nation to nothing and made the citizens of Liberia so poor that nobody respects us anymore. Under President Weah, Liberia has been placed among the 10 poorest countries in the world. What an achievement! Under the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government. But things were not as bad as they are today. Prices of basic commodities were not so high, and more people had a little more money to take care of their families. Today, corruption has become so it has put Liberia virtually in the intensive care unit, ICU. Therefore, giving a second term to this government will be committing a national suicide. On July 26, 1847, I call on my fellow Liberians to join me to denounce corruption and all corrupt government officials. Additionally, we must commit ourselves to the noble dream of the founders of Liberia as contained in the Declaration of Independence, that Liberia will, quote, "evince to all who despise, ridicule, and oppress our race, that we possess with them a common nature, are with them susceptible of equal refinement and capable of equal advancement in all that adorns and dignifies man," unquote. Many other African countries are showing to the rest of the world that they are, quote, "susceptible of equal refinement and capable of equal advancement," unquote. But Liberia, the origin of this dream, has done nothing to give meaning to this great dream. Liberia is naturally fit to make this great dream a reality if we Liberians choose a good and transformative leader. Liberia is a naturally rich country with fertile soil, diamond, gold, iron ore, and many other minerals, as well as a huge forest and a long coastline with sandy beaches, thereby giving Liberia sources of economic empowerment that are not available in many countries that are doing much better than Liberia. For all Liberians to attain maximum benefits from the income generated from the natural resources of Liberia, we must follow Article 7 of the Constitution of Liberia that says the Republic shall, consistent with the principles of individual freedom and social justice enshrined in this Constitution, manage the national economy and natural resources of Liberia in such manner as shall ensure the maximum feasible participation of Liberian citizens under conditions of equality, as to advance the general welfare of the Liberian people and the economic development of Liberia, unquote. But because those who should obey this law are corrupt, they have refused over the years to carry out this constitutional mandate. This situation has to change for Liberia to be a sweet land of liberty for all Liberians. Our children are entitled to completely free and mandatory education from kindergarten to 12th grade. Trade schools to develop their skills as carpenters, mechanics, tailors, etc. Liberians are entitled to an excellent health care system that saves lives with sufficient medicines, equipment, and other medical supplies. With Liberia being one of the 10th poorest countries in the world with the highest maternal mortality and infant mortality rates, our pregnant women and children under the age of 5, as well as Liberians above the age of 65, must be given free medical treatment in all government hospitals and clinics. It is the duty of the government to ensure food sufficiency in the country, because no nation with hungry people can make progress. The people have a right to freedom of movement, and the government is duty bound to build roads and to maintain them at all times. Today, these duties of the government of Liberia have been totally neglected. Yes, some Liberians have chosen to thank the current president for his leadership over the nearly 6 years, ignoring the massive failures of this government in building or maintaining roads in the interior parts of this country, improving health care, improving primary and secondary education, amongst other basic needs of the Liberian people. What a great deception. Our president claims to be the best administrator in the history of Liberia, yet his poor administration has placed Liberia amongst the 10 poorest countries of the world, with a huge national debt of over $2 billion, with virtually nothing on the ground to support this huge debt burden. He could not even succeed in getting Liberia to qualify for the African Cup of Nations, although he is the only president in the world that won the highest award in football. How can Liberians ever expect Mr. Weah to succeed in meeting any of his obligations in any other area when he cannot succeed in football, his area of expertise? All these failures are due to corruption stimulated by uncontrollable greed for money, selfishness, and a lack of patriotism. The president usually boasts that he has built more roads than all the presidents of Liberia combined. But, as I said earlier, this is far from the truth. The truth is that since 1847, he is the only president who has built more private houses for himself than all the presidents before him, including the interim leaders of Liberia. He calls himself by-road medicine, but refuses to visit the interior roads during the rainy season. Last Saturday, when I was experiencing difficulty traveling on the bad road to District Number 5, Grand Bassa County, with vehicles stuck in the mud less than 1 mile from Buchanan, the president was in Buchanan, riding on a road paved by his predecessor. We must reject corruption on October 10 this year by sweeping all the old and new corrupt politicians away from the government of Liberia. Government is a place to serve, not to steal. A better Liberia is possible. Without corruption, we can succeed and make Liberia a true land of, a true sweet land of liberty for all Liberians. Let me now conclude by calling on all Liberians to unite and get rid of corruption in Liberia, guided by the line of the second stanza of our national anthem, which says, quote, "In union, strong success is sure," quote. The Broom Revolution will succeed because all Liberians believe that a better Liberia is possible. I thank you.